A very good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our second attempt at this press conference. It's the arrival press conference with Proteas captain Temba Bavuma. As usual, I'd just like to remind everyone to please keep their monitors muted. If you would like to ask a question, for those who haven't joined us, who have never joined us before, please put a request to ask a question on the chat panel. We do not recognize raised hands. Just also to remind everyone, one question per person, please, and then we'll try and circle around just to make sure that everybody here who does want a question does get one. Without further ado, would like to get us kicked off or kick started. Thanks, Boo. You can go ahead.
Thanks, Pogazi. How's it, Temba? Hope you're doing all right. We understand that you had a decent net session today. And how's the hand feeling? How are you feeling in terms of your batting confidence and just before the start? And do you think you'll have enough time to get your grip and your batting confidence up to be part of the Proteas opening game?
How's it, Boo? Yeah, I had a good batting session today. My hand is definitely improving by the day. It's getting stronger and I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it. Tomorrow will be my first time having a live net facing bowlers. So I'm looking forward to that. And I guess that again will give me a better indication of how far I've progressed. At the moment, everything is still on track. I'm looking to play the warm-up games. So yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. Taking it day by day, I guess.
For those?
Hi, Temba. Temba, what's happening in the press conferences where your internet was a bit funny is that the host has been asking all the captains who they pick from the other sides would be the best bowler and the best batter of the tournament. And Gerard Erasmus from Namibia picked Anrich Nokia. So since you say you're going to be facing bowlers again soon and you've probably seen a lot of Anrich at the IPL, what do you reckon his chances are of having a really good tournament, and how do you think he'll go on these surfaces in the UAE?
Yeah, his chances are very high. He's had the experience of having played here in Dubai, obviously with the IPL, so he really knows what the conditions require. And I think with these performances for Delhi Capital, he's really adapted to them. And shown why he's a quality bowler and why he's a force to be reckoned. So yeah, I mean, I've got full confidence in Anna in that he can really shine.
Aditya, and a reminder, please, everyone, please indicate on the chat panel if you would like to ask a question. We do not recognize raised hands. Once again, please indicate on the chat panel if you'd like to go up next after Aditya. Please go ahead.
Hi, Temba. Previously, you had stated that you will be watching the IPL closely to understand the conditions a bit better. What have you learned, and has that been as per your expectations?
How's it, Aditya? Yeah, I mean, I've had the chance to watch the games, especially the playoff games. And I guess looking at the games that were played at Sharjah, I guess rather interesting. You know, Sharjah is known to be a high-scoring ground, but if you look at the games, you know, they haven't really played according to their expectations. The wickets have seemed to be a bit tougher for the batters, and it seems as if guys have really had to be smart. You know, guys have had to think on their feet and adjust accordingly. That's from bowling, but more specifically from a batting point of view. So, I mean, we don't know what state the wickets are going to be. I mean, there's been a lot of traffic on the wickets, so you expect the wickets to be a bit worn out. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is just to try, assess and adapt as well as we can on the day.
Manas?
Hi, Temba. Just on the batting order, were you scheduled to open the batting in Sri Lanka before you got injured? And is there any chance you're going to resume your partnership with Quinny when the tournament starts, or is that a secret?
It's not a secret. I think my role is quite obvious and clear to me. I'm someone who comes in at the top, and if there's opportunity to come in at 3, I'll fill in that spot. Riza's obviously batted quite well of late, coming in at the top of the order. I think from my side, probably be partnering up with Quinny, and then we'll see who kind of fits in within the middle order.
Telford?
Thank you.
How's it, Temba? I'm just interested to know how it feels. It's your first World Cup, and that goes for a fair few guys in the squad. I mean, can you feel a ramp in intensity, just in atmosphere, having all these players, teams around and whatnot? How does it feel to be at a World Cup?
Yeah, it's a bit relaxed at the moment, to be honest. I guess we had the opportunity to come in a bit early, get through our quarantine. We've had a couple of practice days. I think, as soon as the warm-up game starts, I think the intensity, the emotions around, an event like this will start increasing. But at the moment, myself, I think the team at large is quite relaxed. Yeah.
Would anybody like to go after Telford? Small, sorry. Go ahead.
Hi again, Temba. You spoke about how the pitchers will play. The squad makeup is very unlike your previous traditional South African squads, as in nice mix-up of guys, slow bowlers, spinners, of course, the world #1 to brace. What sort of ideas do you have as a captain on how to use them, having watched the IPL, also having seen how this particular Proteas team has defended low totals? How do you plan on using such guys?
Yeah, we've had the opportunity to play with 3 seamers in our lineup. So I think in terms of the combinations that we've used, it won't be too far from that. I think these wickets as well will bring in our slow bowlers, in your guys like Dwayne Pretorius and Vian Mulder into the mix as well. So I guess depending on the day and the combination, we'll see how many of them we can kind of fit in. I'm talking about the seeming all-rounders. But in terms of using them, the nice thing is that all of them can bowl in the power play. All of them can bowl in the middle. And they've also proven that they can also bowl at the death.
Is that it?
How's it, Temba? You guys have, I know you played in Ireland, you played in front of, there were sparse crowds, but it'll be the first time that you actually get fans back in the stadium at that 70% expected. How's that going to feel, just to hear that noise again from the stands? And does it add a little bit more pressure when there's actually people in the ground watching you?
Yeah, Zahir, I think I wouldn't say pressure, but I think it adds more excitement. Playing white ball cricket is so different without the fans, and the people shouting and cheering from the side. There's a certain energy and intensity about it. So, we've missed that element of the game. So having that back will be nice. Hopefully we can get the stadiums to fill up. But yeah, I guess that's an element that will increase the excitement of it all.
For those, and then, okay, sorry. Zahir, can you please ask your follow-up, and then for those, and then Neil?
Temba, the in previous T20 World Cups, we've seen that captains are under pressure in terms of the overrate and getting through those overs. And in the past, captains have missed games at T20 World Cups. Is that something you guys talk about, and particularly you and Connie, to get them through the overs so that you don't miss games in the tournament?
Yeah, I think you don't want to be missing a game because of overrate. It's definitely something that we've highlighted, and it's something that we have to be aware of, and make sure in between the wicket, in between overs, we're getting through those overs. I guess what helps us is if we are in an opportunity to play 3 spinners, we can get through get through the overs quite quickly, and kind of, make up time for the death or the hitting period. But yeah, it is something that we've spoken about. It is something that we've been guilty of as well in the past, so we're really going to have to keep that in check.
Photos.
Temba, you mentioned that you're having your first session tomorrow where you're going to be facing bowlers. Can you just tell us a little bit like what that feels like when you haven't done that for a while, and like what kind of things do you have to look out for, or like are you a bit nervous depending on who's going to come running in? How does it feel?
I don't know how it feels, to be honest. I think what I'm trying to get out of it is to get comfort with my hand, with what I can do, and then I guess make peace with what I can't do. I can't say that I'm scared or anything like that. Yeah, it's hard for me to give any emotions to it. I think, like I said, it's just for me to I guess get the necessary comfort that I need, but also to assess where I am.
Neil?
Temba, I'm sure you're far too sensible to have any interest in betting, but depending on the bookmaker, South Africa are either 6th or 7th at the moment, which, if my memory serves me correctly, and I'm getting on a bit now, but still, I think that's the lowest since 1991 for an ICC event. Are you quite sort of comfortable with that, actually? That gives you a chance to fly under the radar.
I think, as a team, I mean, there's a certain level of expectation that we have on each other. I mean, we've put in a lot in terms of preparation, physically, mentally, to prepare ourselves as well as we can. I mean, this event. And we want to judge ourselves according to that. We accept that anything can happen on the day, win or lose. And we've also, I guess, accept that the expectation from the outside is not as high, but that's for people outside of our environment. We know the standards that we've set for ourselves, and we know what we want to achieve at this event as well. So I don't think it's a matter of us enjoying the fact that we're flying under the radar. We still expect a lot from ourselves.
Would anyone like to take, sorry, Neil, would anyone like to take the last two? Ken, please have a go.
Thanks. Hi, Temba. There has been some speculation that South Africa's best chance will be if pitches aren't that good and score and sort of 150, 160 will be a pass score, and then your very good bowling attack has shown how good they are defending, those sort of middle of the road targets. Are you guys secretly hoping that the pitches do get kind of worse and worse for batting?
Well, I mean, if you ask me as a batter, no. I'd like to be able to get on a nice wicket where you can kind of just hit through the line and throw your hands. But I think just the general trend, like again, looking at the IPL, it doesn't look like we're going to have that luxury as batters. We're going to really have to craft out there. We're really going to have to be smart. I mean, scores of 150, 160, do look like winning scores. And like you said, we've got a lot of confidence in our bowling attack, the smartness, and astuteness that they've shown. So, I mean, we'll be relying on that. But as batters, I guess we're going to have to dig deep.
Thanks, and we'll close with Smoot.
Thank you, Temba. The mental side of major tournaments has also been something of a challenge for the Proteas. This time around, you have to deal with something even greater, I'd say, which is like your bubble fatigue, the highly, probably more controlled environments than any other tournament before. How are you guys dealing with, getting through that quarantine fatigue, that bubble fatigue, that being away from home for as long as guys have? How are you handling that to keep guys just focused on the job, as relaxed as they can, and to focus on the cricket?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a tough aspect of it all. these bio bubbles, as they call them. But I think, as a team, we've been in these environments, in these type of setups for quite a while now. And I guess outside of the field, we're trying to do as much as we can to keep us relaxed, to keep us busy from a recreational point of view. We've even got a games room. There's opportunity for guys to go play golf, do a bit of water activities. So we're trying as much as possible to bring back a bit of normality to it all. If you ask me, to be honest, it would be nice to where there is no bubble, but it is what it is. I think having come a bit early as well, that's been nice. That's been good for us. Get our quarantine period out the way, and now we can try, make things as comfortable as we can. In terms of, South Africa, previous South African teams, and I guess the pressure or label that's been put on them in these sort of events. We've had those conversations as a team. We've accepted that those type of pressures will always be there until, I guess, we bring back some sort of silverware. And we accept that. I don't think it's something that we have to carry on our shoulders, especially this bunch of players. Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Have a very good evening, and we'll chat to you guys soon.
Thanks, Temba. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.